Hey folks, welcome back to TIMBERBORN. So I think my plan for today is to try and get this finished. By this I mean the idea for the perpetual waterfall thingy. It's probably got some issues. Particularly in that probably. I think the main one is that we don't actually want it to be as deep as I've made it. Potentially it's fine. I'm just trying to think about how we do things, to be honest. We will need to have some options, I guess, for things, and we'll work that out as we go. And do we have extract? We do. So let's make sure that they get this done. I'm then going to basically dig the hole out and then work out how to get this thing to work. That's maybe not the most efficient way to do it, and but it's a way, and it's the way that I want to do it. I want to try and focus on just getting the one thing done. We'll just have a quick look across the colony. We could get them to start building this as a low priority. They have actually got all of the dirt in, which is cool, as a low priority job. So I think maybe that would be sensible. Where am I? Who knows? Yeah, so let's just think about designing that, shall we? In my mind, it would probably make sense actually to move that stack. Let's make it easy on ourselves, shall we? And probably remove this, and maybe we make this whole area a storage thingy. So let's... No plan survives first contact, folks. Remember this. It will help you in life. Let's do that. Let's come in here and do removal of that. And I think, yeah, we'll make this whole bit a water storage platform. So they can be working on that. We'll come back over to that in a moment. We'll come back over here. And we have got extract. It's explosives that we don't have, that we are waiting for, and we don't appear to have. So let's just... it seems our explosives factories, well, one was paused and the other two had gone on a little break. So let's switch those over to the bots. And so this is one of the things I love about having got in a number cruncher early. At the moment, we just don't have to worry about science at all. It's been quietly, and we could even unlock, turn on these guys as well. Why not? Getting that number cruncher unlocked early and built early, and it's been quietly sat away, crunching numbers, building up science, and at this point we can just do what we want with science, and it's not a problem. So it's why one of my strategies when I play IRONTEETH is to have got explosive storage there, but it's maybe not a bad idea to have a small explosives and extract storage here. I guess it's not a surprise we've used up a lot of that stuff because we blew up all of that stuff earlier. And I'm going to set these to be supplies now, because that makes sense. And can we get into the hole? We can. Let's blow that up. And we are all the way down now. So let's put in a whole bunch of ladders. We can do that. We can delete those bits of path, and then we can just go crazy with explosives. Don't do that, folks. Don't go crazy with explosives. You'll end up in trouble. Okay. And so there's a bit of building to be done there. Let's make sure that that and that are prioritized by haulers. These no longer need to be prioritized by haulers. Probably the same with these aren't anyway, so that's fine. Let's head over here. Yep. So we also probably want to get rid of that. Am I worried about destroying that? I'm not worried about it, but I would like to for neatness. So we're going to need to come in here. We're going to need to do that. We're going to need to delete that tree. And that. And do that. We can then, because of the level that's at, we can delete those. We'll probably end up rebuilding something there, but it gives us some flexibility. Awesome. Let's prioritize that. I was going to say, because otherwise they won't do it, and then they make me look dumb by coming and doing it straight away. Bad bots. You can be. Oh, so not like we're short of things to do the things, is it? Technical description, by the way, in case you weren't aware. Bosh. That's going to need to be triple dynamite. We can then explode that. We can delete that. We can ask them ever so nicely to chop that down. Those can stay. I'm not worried about that. Then we can come in here. We can put that there. Ask them to chop that down. And then we are going to go 3, 2, 1. In terms of explosive level, in case that wasn't clear. And we'll be able to reach up to place that. So we'll go 3, 2, 1, and then we'll wait to be able to delete that to be able to place that. Awesome. So when all of that rambling has been complete, actually we want to be able to place up right against that edge, don't we? So ignore me for a minute, folks. Well, don't, because, you know, it's going to be kind of nice if you watch the video. There we go. You come, someone come place this. Someone come place this. Let's go whiz back over here. We're still waiting for them to build those. That's fine. Back over here. There we go. All right. Triple explosives. We'll get rid of that. That will allow them to place all of that. Other thing, actually, let's wait until we've built it before we think about placing a tunnel to it, because we don't know where we want the tunnel to go. So there's no point tunneling something that doesn't exist yet. Well, you could, but do you know what I mean? You do, don't you? Right. The mythical H for boom. It will go down in history as not being known why it exists, but it exists. And then we come in here with some. Oh, do we get? Yeah, there. So actually we want to come, don't start building it yet. Don't be overachievers. Two, three, 4, 5, 6 would be there. 7 would be there. That's really annoying, isn't it? So what we're going to do is remove that. We didn't want to do that and that. That and that. That can go there. And then we'll do... I should pause this because otherwise they're going to build stuff and then I'm going to end up deleting it, and that will just be very inefficient. We're going to get angry with each other, and what we really want to do is just have a nice day. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, I don't need that there. You don't need to go there. And in fact, you could just be an triple. And we can do that. Yep, very nice. And then we'll go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There, there, there. And we'll do the same again. That. And then what we'll do is that. That. You. That is not what I want to do, is it? No, it's not. You. That needs to be double platform. Double platform. There. There. And then what we can do is use platforms of various lengths to close this in. So, and then we want to enable them building that. So let's, yeah, ladders up to there. And then quite probably just thinking about enabling the building everything. We probably need to do that. And I guess if we, no, we can't do that. Okay, so if we did that, then once they're on to there, across there, they can build all of the stuff that side, but they won't be able to build that corner unless we do something like that. If we run a path into there, that should let them build quite a lot of that. We are going to deprioritize is all of it slightly. Hopefully that's taken most of it. Yep. So that we can, as a priority, work on our project over here. Which they are almost at the point where they've got the ladder up, which is great. And while I was doing something else, they got it finished and they got most of the explosives placed, which is really cool. Not sure if I need to give them that. Let's turn that off because otherwise that's going to get annoying. And hopefully, with a bit of luck, we should now be able to quite quickly get this tank cut out. And then we'll have to work out how we get it re-putted back in. That's a technical term, by the way, folks. We might actually, I'm going to do, oh, they're already, I'm going to do doubles here because I think that takes us down to the level of, we can check, can't we? So if we go down 1, that's the level we're at. I think doubles, I really struggle with the terrain slicing tool. I think doubles takes us to the level of the channel that we want to feed water into, which would be a good point to dynamite down to, because we can then cut in so that we have a water feed-in point. Yeah. I would obviously like to be able to store more water above that, but there's the problem that we want to be able to have a waterfall, and that means constantly flowing water, and any water above it is just going to flow out. So I don't think that's going to work. Anywho. Doing it this way does just kind of make it easier than trying to tunnel it, because tunneling was incredibly slow. So and more easy is more gooder. Have another builder's hut as well. So many blocks. They are working on that as well, which is kind of cool. We've got 7 days left and 11,000 water, which is also very nice. We like that quite a lot. I need to probably think about ripping out that scrap metal. So I put a gather a flag there. Looks like they might be able to get at some of that. I don't know. Because I think it's going to be in the way. So now if I went down here, yeah, perfect. And if I put a tunnel in there, I just want to put tunnel in now because it kind of feels easy. And what it probably means is we're going to end up with water flowing into here and doing all kinds of horrible stuff. So we'll put a levee in there because that way we can control it. Let's delete those for now, and then we will keep going with the triple explosives then until we are hopefully at the correct level. So what we could do, actually, is we could use sluices to store water above this. I think I've got a plan. Got a cunning plan. We essentially split it into 2 reservoirs or water tanks. We could have a water tank that's half of it, which keeps water flowing up into this, and then we could have another one which has the feed in from up here, which then has sluices which drop water in if this drops below the right level. I think that works. I've got a picture in my head. With how much construction we need to do up here. Also thinking that it would not be an awful idea to bring a tubeway. Why have I done it that way? Let's not do that. We do that. Just going to do that. Might not be the most efficient. Remember, folks, just peeling carrots. Yeah, get that reference. It means things don't have to be perfect. We can just do things that work. We're going to need to rip out some trees here, 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 and here. But yeah, we've got quite a lot of building work to do up here, so it, I think, is sensible to do that. Let's just check our explosives. So 1, 2, 3. Yep, I think we're still okay to go triples. There we go. That. Even as a temporary measure, I think it's worth doing this, actually. The speed boost is so huge. And, you know, we recover most of the resources that are used. So. Particularly with the tiny tubeways. I'm going to make sure you're prioritized by haulers. Down the number of bots in the mine significantly. Access that. Go check on our water platform. Okay, they're hammering through that pretty nicely. We'll work out how we want to set out the water tanks once it's built. Being as this stays largely dry, and we still have many excess of everything. Put in a few more. Might as well make use of them while we've got them. Still need more explosives, but you know, here's what it is. Oh, you need to connect up the tubeway. quite a lot then with the speed of getting us to places. Yes, this would be quite a nice big platform for building on. And it's made the reservoir quite a lot bigger. So, and here's the other question as to whether we need to worry about when we've got clean water forcing it all through here. No. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. And we could put a divert in here and have it come into here. But we'll keep an eye on how long it takes to fill this up. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Okay, right. Go. So, how many more have we got? That's 2, 3. I think. I might go conservatively actually and just do a double, because I really struggle with counting with the levels tool. I guess actually the way we can do it is the way we can do this. There is a way we can do this. Wait a minute, folks. Wait a minute, folks. Chill your beans. If we go your height 4, your height 1, so that, doing some maths, is a difference of 3. Let's see if maths works, shall we? We do need power, and there's not a huge excess of power there, so we might need to generate more. We have options for generating more, but we'll see. We'll see. Probably need to demolish those at some point, so we might as well get them set to do that. If we put in a pile for scrap, then they can continue clearing the scrap, and then we can always just delete the pile to, I know it's a bit cheesy, but move it out of the way. If the game allows it, it's not cheating. It's a game mechanic. Perfectly legitimate. Come on. Let's whiz over here again, shall we? Right, this is almost done actually, so kind of thinking, and let's think. If we want to bring in the tubeway, it would make sense to do that here somewhere. Although honestly we could do it anywhere, because we could just come off of here, down and up. Because what I was thinking is that maybe we do... Doesn't just have to be water storage, obviously, but... And then as it grows, get another one in, and then we can put those... I know that doesn't work. Doesn't quite work, does it? Doesn't quite work, folks. We could then do something else. Well, actually, what we could do, yeah, there's a well, there's a way. There's not a will, there's a way. we can delete that. Storage. There, and there. And we can come around there. That works. That's a heck of a lot of water storage. And then, and actually we could then pause there. I'm thinking that it would be absolutely perfect to tunnel there and tubeway into that. I think that would be awesome. I still haven't put in the tubeway tunnels moddy thingy jobby, so we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way, but I think that would be freaking awesome. So we're going to deprioritize the build of all of those. I guess we want to set them all to be water, because otherwise the game will get unhappy. What we might actually do is set some of them to not just be water, but we'll do those to be water. Do a coffee. We'll do an extract. Do bad water. We'll do one of those. We'll do a grease just for, you know. Or if at some point we get to wanting to do that. Right. H for boom. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? I got it right. Hooray! So we are going to need deep mechanical pumps. These jobbies. Yes, please. These have a maximum water depth of 8. We need to come up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So we're going to need 2. So that's fine. And what I'm going to do is essentially build something. This is completely dry inside. Yeah, and that's why there's no water flowing through. That's fine. I'm going to build a thing. You'll see it as we go. You'll see it as we go. Because I haven't planned it yet, so let's pause the game so they don't try and build it as we work out how we're going to build it. So the deep mechanical pumps are 3 wide. Just bear with me a bit, folks. Just bear with me a bit. We are cooking. We are cooking. I know that's not very high yet. In fact, let's go a bit higher on the first pull, shall we? And I know it could be more efficient using metal overhangs and things. It's fine. Chill. Is this one is going to come all the way up to here. And this stack of ladders is in the way. We are going to build a new stack of ladders. It's not in the way. Yes, I did not plan very well. Welcome to how I do things. Oh, that needs to be a supply. That needs to be prioritized by haulers. And we can. Yeah, like that. Gonna have levees around it like that. It's gonna have impermeable floors on it. That needs to have a deep mechanical pump in it. So that will pump water into there. Yeah. Yep, we'll do it as that high. Fine. We need to have two anyway, so it doesn't matter that it's not perfect. Right, what we're going to do is then instantly destroy what we first built. Yes. Put in. That can stay. But we then want levees through there. You can go back there. Then that'll be double platforms. That'll be triple platforms. Levees around there. Deep mechanical pump there. Permeable floor there. Levees there. Deep mechanical pump there. So that will do that bit. And what we could do is going to let them get them to build this first, I think. That then they can get onto bits of that. Yeah, we're going to get them to build that first. Throw out a big old bridge. I'll let them get some of it as well. So we're going to get that built first, and then we're going to put in the overflow layer. Because the overflow layer we can hang off of either dirt overhangs, or we can cut tunnels in and put in metal overhangs, so they take up less space. One or t'other. One or t'other. Yeah. I think that's kind of an interesting way of. Obviously, we need to get power to this still. We have a bad water source over here, which we could put a discharge on. And we could generate power for it through this. That's a thing we could do. Oh, they're coming in from the bottom. Very sneaky beavers. Very sneaky beavers. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. We approve of the sneakiness, and I'm slowly working on deleting this stuff because it's going to hopefully let me see what we need to see to do the back filtering. Back filtering is a really bad description. Right, we ended with 9k water from that really quite long bad tide, which is pretty awesome. That's nearly in, which is also pretty awesome. Tubeway in there. And obviously our water storage is going to start going up. That's doing its thing. That's staying closed, obviously, because we told it to. That's working okay. That's going to take a little while to fill up. New water pumps are going to kick in, so we've got the 3 new ones that we built. We could build some more if we want, but equally, I think these are set to turn on. Just because they've got quite a lot of building. I'm just curious as to how long it's going to take for all of this to fill up. Because it's quite a bit bigger now, so... We could obviously speed things up a bit for the beavers if they didn't have to go up and down, but equally. We'll be able to speed it up a bit for them once the tubeway is in, so, you know. Have our smelters unpaused properly? No. We're also going to unpause the bots and make sure that these are working. Now that was a bit dumb, wasn't it? Which of you was typing? Type faster. There we go. That's the reservoir starting to fill on day 2. So that's pretty good, really, isn't it? I'm pretty, you know, I'm not unhappy with that. We could set up some diversion up here. That might not be a bad idea as we make this bigger. Might not be a bad idea as it gets bigger and bigger, but I think we can do now is delete that path. But in the tubeway, I could click on the tubeway like that. And then we'll put in the tiny tubeway station. So I make that a priority to be built. Hopefully they'll build that before they get themselves trapped. Yep, that's filling. It's filling. It'd be interesting to see when it's full, but it's filling. It's already 3 deep, so, you know, it's not going to take long. Is not going to take long. Oh, we've got some trapped bots, so let's help them out. Put that there. Prioritize that because we are down to 4 spares, so you know. This probably needs to be a sluice, actually, so it's one way. Just a thought. Just a thought. Because if it's too, if I don't have anything in there, then it won't work with it. So yeah, that needs to be a sluice. The water can flow out of this pond. And obviously at the moment, there's no way for it to fill. Get that. It's fine. That's going to come from us diverting this. But two things at a time, rather than one thing at a time. Come on, bots, you can get out now. There's stairs. Maybe they can't, actually. Let's also prioritise building those, and then they'll be able to get out. Building this reasonably quickly. I don't think we need the bridge, actually. But if we put it in, maybe they can build things even quicker up. So, you know, it's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt. Connected up now, bots? Yeah. Go on, off you go. And we'll delete that now so you don't get stuck. Yeah, I mean, they're making use of the bridge, so if we go over here, day 4, reservoir's full. That's pretty awesome. Tubeway is starting to be built, so that's cool. These are being built. That's awesome. Water's back up to 12,000 already. Yeah. Things are going good. Things are going good. It's very warm in here because I've had to turn off the air conditioning unit, because otherwise you wouldn't hear me. Metal blocks are the challenge we face at the moment because someone didn't check that they had unpaused themselves. If I'd built that one over, power would have been so much easier. Let's start with power. Power. I guess also building a huge amount of large tanks isn't great for your metal supply. Explosives is recovering anyway, so go there now, and then they can build the next one, and that can be deleted. And then we're going to do a big tower up to there. We'll link these together. I've not decided yet how we're going to power them. And we could take power off of this supply easily enough. Demonstrate what we're trying to achieve. I could just put a gravity battery in to demonstrate what we're trying to achieve. I would really like to have it running. I could put an engine up here just to show you guys. I'm tempted to do that. This is temporary. Okay, folks. just want to be able to have it run today. And I don't have the time/mental capacity as the temperature races up to work out the power supply. I'm also interested in your thoughts. Do we make our way across to this guy, get a discharge on it, and then build this its own power supply? If you only need 1400 power, so it's just going to be a couple of wheels, I guess. We should be okay. So next we need to come here. This is going to get messy. Landscaping, loose, high priority, and they can't get to it, of course. High priority. It's fine. It's going to fill this up a little bit for us, so that'll be okay. That'll be okay. We probably want something like that to fill this up, but we're going to do it from above, so, you know, it's fine. Is fine. Please tell me that they can get to the sluice that's behind there. Yeah, they can. Cool. Metal blocks needed. You're just going to be open all of the time. If I've managed to flood. Oh well. I guess that makes sense. We probably also want to come down here. Put a sluice in there. Oh, there. We want to have a sluice in there at some point to protect us from that kind of thing. But hopefully very soon we will be able to pump that out, I guess. Get that running. Get that built. Power. Because we need more power than the engine can generate. The engine's only 400, we need 1400, so the flywheel will, filling the flywheel up, will just run this for a bit. Confused by that, it's because it's something underneath us that's flooded. Assuming. You can go. You can go. Power there, and then we just need a stack to bring us up to there, and then we're going to come along there, and then we'll all be wonderful. Cool. How are we looking over on our new water project? Looking good. That looks like it's connected up. Yep. That means that's actually really quite close to district centre, and also because of, you know, like having at least these quite close to a tubeway point means a lot of our pumps are quite close to these. So that's quite cool. We will aim to empty these once these are built. So these should be set to supply, which they are. Excellent. Power, so we just need to build that stack. Connect that up. This is charging, which is good because it's going to then give us enough power that we need to run this thing. And then we'll do some little tricks with the sluices to get it to flow. And obviously the idea is that we'll be in here with it not flooded. And I'm hoping the pump will help us with that. Hoping we can pull water out. I do think actually it's going to be kind of important to have loose in there. So you probably need to delete that bit of path. I'm going to put it there for now until we can delete the stay open, until we can delete the ladders. Once we've deleted the ladders, we should be able to put it in there. Because that should allow us to pump water out of that and it not flood back in. So this can be deeper than the other one. Go. Power. Bosh. Going to close that one. You're on a depth open. Right, you just have that as open. This can pump water out of there, pumping from there, up there, up there. We now set that on a auto. Closed. That will fill up. This one, I'm going to pump enough to do that. I think this actually just has to be on auto, doesn't it? And we have to have it set that there's never more than that amount of water in the bottom of this. But then we can build a reservoir around it to keep it at that level, I think. So I think what we do next is basically build a reservoir that has an output here, which has a sluice set that keeps the downstream depth at like 2.5. Something like that. I'm just going to pause it so they don't build this. And then we sculpt that reservoir so it fits around this structure. It's my thought. We can obviously make it a bit bigger as well. But so it's like the pumping system is inside another reservoir. Does that make sense? I'll have a think about that one. I'm sure you have thoughts. But, folks, that's it for now. We have our perpetual waterfall. I need to install that first-person camera thingy, but yeah, I'm kind of pleased with this. It's going to do the job that I want, assuming we can store enough water around it to keep it perpetual. The water supply is flying up, which is awesome. So yeah, let me know what you think. And that's it for today. Don't forget to click that like button, comment, subscribe, all of the things. And I'll see you next time, folks. Bye for now.